Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
Well, I mean, when this drops, your birthday will have been 2 days ago, but it's a Major Let's Go podcast. I like to call this one the one with Jen's birthday.
That's a good one.
We're not really going to talk about your birthday for 30 minutes, but we've had a smattering things to discuss, and you're headed to probably how you're going to Disney this week. How did you Disney this week, or how will you Disney this week, Jen?
Well, I Disneyed this week by packing for Disney, and I am going to Disney all week by being in Disney.
Now, where are you
So
staying?
there's that. We were staying the Grand Floridian. Grand Flo Villas. Of course, Villas for Grand Flo. We have a lot of great dining lined up. Flying Fish, Narcoosees, Turf Club, Chef Art Smith's. So, no, not Chef Art Smith's, but California Grill. So I'm excited. A lot of good food.
All right, so Grand Flo comes out, and let's just pretend like everything's open. Grand Flo comes out and says, "Hey, Jen, you're a valued guest. We love you. We know you stay here all the time. It's your birthday. You get your choice of meal. Narcoosees, Citricos. You pick your meal. You can get whatever from whatever menu you want. Obviously you can't order $3,000 worth of food, but I mean, order your whatever food you want. Which one are you going to?"
That's actually a really tough one. I think right now, because Citricos just had a refurb. Narcoosees is going into a refurb, which is why I wanted to eat there now, and then I'll do it again right after. Right. I think I'd probably go with Citricos because I'm loving their new menu. They have a lot of great fish dishes, and I love the Mary Poppins theme.
Now, 3 years ago, pre-pandemic, would that have been a different answer with older menus and such? Or that
actually still probably would have been Citricos because they have the chocolate crown dessert. Or they have
hear it first. Dessert. Jen loves Citricos and hates Narcoosees. Got it.
Obviously. That's exactly what I said.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, next question for you, just randomly here. You're going to go to Disney World. Grand Floridian's booked up. You just can't get in. Okay. And you're looking, you're like, you know what? I can stay contemporary or Polynesian. Which one am I staying? Which one are we staying at? Your pick of rooms. I mean, your choice of rooms.
I mean, we do often stay at Bay Lake Tower. But probably because we stay there a lot, I'd probably pick Polynesian. It's just harder to get for me. Yeah, I love just because, I mean, the Polynesian's great. Yeah. And Dole Whip. Yep. But I do love the convenience. The thing with the contemporary is just walking back and forth. And I love the restaurants there. Yeah. So
yeah, I don't think it's one of those things that you don't really understand unless you do it. Two things with Disney resorts. Number one is the monorail. How
100%
great the monorail actually is until you're there in that hotel.
So good.
And then you walk out of your room, you walk over to the station, and 10 minutes later, you're on your way to the Magic Kingdom. There's no bus, there's no Uber, there's no ferry. I mean, even the Wilderness Lodge, which I love, and it's really a ferry ride away, which, by the way, in the morning, the ferry ride is wonderful. It's a great
I love it. I even love it. Middle of the day, heading back for a nap, the ferry's fabulous.
But that monorail is just you're there.
It's so convenient.
And then you beef that up with the contemporary. You come out of your room and you're in Magic Kingdom 20 minutes later. You're at the gates 15 minutes later. Because all you do is you walk downstairs and you walk that 10-minute walkway. And it's a pleasant little walk. There's the buses all to the left side. And it's just, it's great. I mean, the security is halfway down, so it's not like you have to worry about bag checks when you get there or whatever. Correct. And so it's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love that. So very, very cool. I Disney this week. I will tell you that I watched on Friday night as soon as it was released, Chip 'n Dale's Rescue.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to watch that. Now, I'm so excited.
Let me just say this before I'm not going to spoil this for you. Well, there might be a few tiny spoilers, but
don't spoil it for me, David.
So the premise of the movie is simply this. You meet Chip and Dale early in their lives. They meet up as friends in elementary school. That's when they meet for the first time. Chip's having trouble making friends. Dale is there. They become fast friends. They grow up doing pranks together, having a good time. They get a show with Disney called Rescue Rangers. So they're on the successful show. And then somewhere along the way, Chip gets a pilot from NBC or ABC to do Double O Dale, his own show. So he splits the group up, and of course, Chip is Dale. I'm sorry, Dale gets the
Dale. I would say Double O Dale. That probably sounds like
so. Yeah, so Dale gets the pilot, Double O Dale. Chip is bitter, so they split up and they don't talk for a long time. Well, one of their own, somebody from the Rescue Rangers team goes missing. And so they have to come together to solve the crime. Now, of course, you've seen in the trailer, one has the CGI surgery and one is traditional animation.
Yes.
Which is so
hilarious.
Great. It's so great. And it's set in this entire world that they've built where cartoons and humans live together just like normal. Like they show a classroom
kind of like
scene.
Roger Rabbit or whatever.
Rabbit, like that.
Yeah.
There's a classroom scene. We're in the classroom. There's human kids. There's a cartoon giraffe. There's also like a cartoon monster over here. And they're all just sitting there taking the teacher's like some sort of whatever creature, animal, whatever. And like they're just doing class like normal. There's no like you're weird, you're a freak, whatever. It's just
oh my gosh.
It is what it is. And the premise is that all the cartoon characters that are out there, no matter what corporation they're for, are just in this world. And like if they have their own show, they're just working, they're just doing their own thing, which is
that's fabulous.
It's phenomenal. And so there are so many cameos in this. And it's one of those things where, have you seen the movie Airplane?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
long time
it's
ago.
It's been a
Airplane,
minute, to be fair.
And for those who haven't seen it in a long time, like yourself, or haven't seen it in forever, Airplane is one of those films that just, you have to watch everything because in the background there are jokes. In the signage in the background there are jokes. There are things happening behind the scenes that you'll see if you pay attention to it that have nothing to do with what's happening in the foreground. The characters are talking or whatever. There's things happening back there, little jokes and whatever, that are hilarious if you watch them. That's what this is. It's rapid fire, one after the other. I mean, everything from movie billboards, fake movie billboards, to this, that, and the other, which is hilarious. For those people in the audience who's hearing noises in the background, that is my kid. He is home from school, and when Jen and I plan to record, of course, she's leaving in like an hour after we finish this recording. She's out the door to go to Disney World. So we're trying to get the recording in, and I had forgotten that my lovely wife, Stephanie, now goes back to her office on Wednesdays. She's home, works from home on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. On Wednesdays, she go back to the office. So Jen and I are talking this week about recording. When do you want to record? Well, Tuesday's your birthday. Let's not do it Tuesday. It's your birthday, right? You got lunch with Marcy Loves Me and whatever going on. Exactly. So I'm like, let's not do that. And of course, yesterday evening, I'm like, oh, Stephanie's going to be at work tomorrow. Hey, Jen, guess what? We're going to be doing the podcast. Campbell will be running around. Right now, he's watching CoComelon on Netflix. He loves CoComelon. He loves music. We went to Walmart earlier today and spent $25 buying a new Lego train set just for him to put together and build.
Whatever
I'm like,
works.
Whatever. I will throw money at the problem.
Works.
It's fine. Because he's happy right now. He's good. There's a certain website behind the scenes here, behind the podcast. There is a certain website. It begins with a Y. There's a big T in the middle, and it has videos in it. And I'm not saying it out loud because he can hear me, that he loves. But we're trying to keep him off of it as much as possible because he will sit there for 8 hours and just watch it continually. So to do so, we have Netflix on with movies and video, and like CoComelon and Thomas and Blippi and whatever else he's watching, and lots of toys. So he may end up watching it a little bit later, but just for an hour or so, not for a long time.
Whatever works.
Exactly.
Whatever
So
works.
Audience, it's life. This is what happens. So back to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. There are just cartoon characters everywhere. Everything from South Park to Beavis and Butthead to McGruff the Crime Dog to other properties as well. Like there's DreamWorks characters in this. There's one scene or one like poster that was like, I was astounded you saw those two characters in this particular movie. Really? I was like, wow. Because I have often thought to myself, Roger Rabbit, one of the great scenes in Roger Rabbit, you have Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny in the same
Oh, I
screen.
remember that.
They're dropping from parachutes.
I remember
they're talking to each other. Of course, you got Daffy and Donald Duck on the stage, and at the very end of it, you got a bunch of other cartoons characters. There's Pinocchio, there's Bugs Bunny and Foghorn Leghorn and Dumbo, whatever. And
I remember that. That's
and I'm like,
crazy.
You'll never see that again, ever. Not with the properties going on. Nope. This is as close to that as you're going to get. It's funny. It's clever. Yep. It's family-oriented, but it's funny enough for adults. There's so much nostalgia, so many Easter eggs. I'm somebody who never watched the show. I've never seen an episode of Rescue Rangers, ever. But still, I got so much out of this, and there's so much to catch in this movie. I want to watch it again. Yep. Jen, you're going to love it.
I know I am, because my sister and I watch it all the time. Like, we loved it. I mean,
Frozen references and Princess references and Wreck-It Ralph, and there's different animation styles represented. One of my favorite characters is a Viking portrayed by Seth Rogen, and I don't know, and I'm not a gamer.
I am also not a gamer,
but you might know what I'm talking about. In the early 2000s, when games were starting to develop, getting better and better, they were trying to do human characters, but they were kind of creepy-looking human characters. If you saw a picture, you'll know what I'm talking about. And when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like his character is representative of that early century, early 2000s weird animation, kind of creepy human.
Okay.
Got weird facial, whatever. It's perfect.
Oh my
this
gosh.
movie hits on all levels. I love this movie. Of course, I have a movie podcast, the Newscast Movie Show. Every
yes, you
morning.
do.
Me and my buddies
lovely.
get together and talk about movies. It's a family oriented show. It's a clean show. It's not family show, but it's a clean show. So in case anybody wants to listen, and once a month we do an episode called Reflections, and we just talk about the movies we have seen over the last several weeks. We reflect on the reflections we've seen. And so, at the end of that episode, we do a top 5 of this year, like top 5 movies we've seen in 2022.
Okay.
I've seen 67 new to me movies so far this year. I'm way off my pace. Last year at this time, I'd seen over 100, so I'm well off my pace. But we do a top 5. This was my third favorite film of 2022 overall, not just Disney, but overall. I love
wow.
So, yeah,
okay,
I'm,
well that's
giving it high praise.
I was going to say, I think quasi-producer Heather also saw it.
Yes, and she loved it.
She loved it. Too.
Yeah,
so it's on my list. I just have to
I can see where people don't like it. I get it, because especially there are some purists. They're like, they changed the voices and they changed this. I get it. But I love the fact this was not just a pure, like, just an episode of Rescue Rangers expanded out to an hour and a half.
Right, because
whatever. It's just,
it needed to be the behind-the-scenes thing. It really did.
It's so inventive, and Steph and I laughed all the way through it. And there's so many times we're like, oh my gosh, did you see that? Rewind that. Did you see that? Is hilarious. I mean, just so funny. I love it. I laughed all the way through. So that's how I Disney this week. There's my review. So let's get to a little bit of news before we get out of here, because we're not going to stay long. Because again, Jen, I'm going to put you on an airplane and get you flying out of here. How long are you staying at Disney, by the way? Till we all meet up for Universal in 2 weeks?
Yes. No, I'm back the 31st, and then I have about a week turnaround. Which okay, so let me tell you what's interesting about this.
Yep.
The washing machine is broken, and we can't get a repair person until June 9th. So
I'm like, World, June 7th.
And I'm like, well, if I do laundry at the hotel before I come home.
Well, maybe if you go to your parents' house, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. And that's why my mom's like, oh, shoot. She's like, I can't come to your house right now because like we're here. And
right.
So we're all like, oh.
Well, you're building a house. Maybe have them go ahead and build the laundry room out like right now.
Excuse me, could you just go ahead and build out the laundry room?
I want to give you a week. Go ahead and build that out and put a washing machine in there.
That would be great. And there's not like a lot of like great laundromats around here. So we're like, hey, friends.
Good laundromats are kind of a thing of the past because people don't use them very often.
They don't.
And so the people who have to use them are the people who either are in need of laundromats or people who have broken washers and have a need of laundromat. We had one a couple of years ago. We had one break, and the closest one to my home is across town, probably a 25-minute drive, and I had to pile up 3 things of clothes, take them all over there, spend like $10 because they're not cheap anymore, by the way. It's not like a 50 cent wash.
No, I looked
like
some
$3
up
wash
like
and a $4
just to see,
drive.
okay, what's it going to be? And I'm like, holy crap, like.
Yeah. I'm piling everything into like $6 and quarters into this industrial dryer that just holds everything, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, hope I don't get shot. Hope I don't get shot. I mean,
so it was in a great location.
No, not a great location. There are good laundromats in the area, but they were far away, and I'm like, it's like, just I don't have time. Convenience, daytime, whatever. What is going to
be? It's fine. What are you going to do?
Let's talk about some news.
Right.
So one thing we didn't talk about last week, I don't think we talked about it, is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure going to be going to Genie Plus.
Right.
So up until now, actually, it's been a part of the individual Lightning Lane attraction selection Lightning attraction
Correct.
Line, where you pay the $15 or the $11 or whatever. You should about $11 per person in the morning. It's either standby or you pay for it. There is no Genie Plus on it. It did virtual queue for a long time, which I think this is the way Disney's going to go with new attractions. Virtual queue until they see a time where, like, you know what, we don't need the virtual queue anymore for this. Let's just do standby.
Right.
Okay, now we're going to move it out of individual AAILLA for short and push it into push it back into Genie Plus. Well, March 31st. I'm sorry, May 31st. It goes to Genie Plus. So for 4 days. We're going to have Guardians opening on the 27th.
Yep.
So Guardians and Remy will be available on ILLAL. And then on the 31st, it goes to Genie Plus itself. So that'll be fun. I think that's a good thing. It's a dark ride. I think I don't want to say its popularity is going to wane because more people go and they're going to experience it for the first time. A lot of people haven't been in years. They want to ride Remy because they've never done Remy. This will be a ride in the next 2 or 3, 4 years. This will be like probably like Frozen, where the line will be long, but it won't be like, we have to do Remy, you know?
Right. And like even right now, the line is, well, like it's fairly manageable. I mean, it's like probably like an hour, but it's not we're not at 4 hours. Okay. This isn't the Flight of Passage,
right?
Right.
And the ones that have, I know with all 4 parks, they originally had 2 rides per park that were ILL.
Yes.
And we moved 4 of those into the Genie Plus.
Yes.
Like Space Mountain moved in there, Everest moved in, Frozen Ever After, and Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, and supposedly till like August the 7th or the 10th or something. Yes. I don't think they're going to move back. I really don't.
I would be surprised.
Genie Plus.
I would be surprised. And just, based on some of the other changes that they're trying to make for Genie Plus 2, we'll say just make some improvements.
Right.
With this system, which, it's, even with FastPass, there were kinks to work out, right?
Right.
And so I think this is going to be one of the things like, all right, this is really what we need to do with this to expand the selections, to make it have more value for people. I'm hopeful that that's what's going to happen.
Well, and we've mentioned here on the show before, I think people forget that for the first 2 to 3 years, FastPass sucked. Or FastPass Plus
was a disaster.
Terrible. It was the systems were breaking all the time. I remember one day in Magic Kingdom, I spent the first hour to an hour and a half of my day at a guest relations with a cast member, by the way. We spent an hour together, him going through my account, trying to get the FastPass Plus system worked out correctly because everything was messing up. My tickets were disappearing.
Oh my gosh.
He would add them in and then they would disappear immediately right after that. He had to issue it was horrible.
We had an issue with our accounts too. I mean, like an hour and a half
crazy.
Easy. 100%.
And now, I mean, like when they ended it in March of 2020, everything was working pretty smoothly.
It was fairly good.
It was pretty good.
Like overall.
So, yes, we complain about Genie Plus, and it's okay to complain about Genie Plus because a lot of people don't like this system. Yeah. But guys, buckle up. It may take a year for the system to smooth itself out. It just might. It is what it is. So
I was going to say, and sometimes you just have to go, all right, is it better than no system at all?
Right.
It's better than no system at all.
So and that's an argument that can be had. But we have the system as it is, and we have to push through it.
Yep.
We just we
it's not gonna it's not gonna change in the
right.
I mean, they're working on changing it, but it's not gonna change overnight. I should say.
Right. So Epcot Eat to the Beat is coming back, of course, for the Food and Wine Festival for 2022, and the lineup has been released, which is pretty awesome. Let me pull this up here real quick, and I was supposed to have this up already, and I didn't. So sorry, Heather. I like to know that when we have to edit, you can just take out blocks rather than having to piece things together. So let me run down the list real quick. We get to find out who let the dogs out with the Baja Men on July the 14th. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's coming out. You can Tell It to Her Heart. Taylor Danes, the 29th through 30th. Could have been Debbie Gibson, but it's not. It's Tiffany, early August. We're hoping that Joey Fatone and his friends will find themselves in sync. It looks like Devin Allman and his brother is going to be rambling on to Epcot. Christopher Cross sailing into his performance. Journey and former lead vocalist Steve Ajari. So it's not even Journey. It's just the former lead vocalist Steve Ajari. I guess Steve Ajari and Journey went their separate ways. Air Supply. You actually can find out if they're all out of love or if they have some left for you. Southern Avenue on September 2nd through 3rd. Chris Allen and David Cook, American Idol. Hoobastank, find yourself a reason to go there. Los Amigos Invisibles, I don't know them. BB
Oh,
Mac,
you don't know them?
I don't know them. I don't know that you do either.
Los Amigos?
Los Amigos Invisibles. I might be saying that wrong.
I thought you were, never mind. I think, I was thinking of, oh shoot, there's a song that Brady really likes. Los Lonely Boys, never mind.
Los Lonely Boys.
Different.
That's Heaven is the name of their song, right?
Yeah.
That's the name of the big one, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one for them.
BB Mac coming September 23rd and 24th. They're hoping you come back to them, maybe. The 30th through the October 1st is Stokely. That is an R&B artist that I don't know a lot about. In early October, you can see Sheila E. leading her glamorous life. Yeehaw, Mark Wills is coming on October 7th through the 8th. 38th Special is coming. By the way, when I was in high school, their biggest song, or their last song, called Second Chance came out. And I remember that song coming out, loving that song. But it was, again, I didn't go out much out of high school because chicks, I was friend zoned by everybody. And so Second Chance is this song about a guy who runs out on this beautiful woman and he's trying to beg her to give a second chance. And I remember having the discussion with buddies of mine like, what about us? We're good guys. Give us a first chance. Come on. Girls were loving this song and whatever. So anyway, Billy Ocean, he's wanting you to get out of his dream, get into his car, which, by the way, License to Drive, which is where this song is from. Fantastic movie. You can Bop with Hanson, October 28th through the 1st. And at the end of the Eat to the Beat Road, Boyz II Men coming the 4th through the 7th, which I would love to go see.
That would
Boyz II
be
Men.
fantastic.
Of course, if you had to guess about any of these coming, whenever we're going to be there, we're all going to be there the October 1st for Epcot's 40th.
Yeah.
It's going to be not Air Supply. Not Christopher Cross, not Boyz II Men or even 38 Special. No. Stokely. I'm sure Stokely is great. I'm sure
he is. I just
don't have listeners that are like, I celebrate Stokely's entire catalog.
And that's awesome. Great. I just don't know him.
I don't know anything about Stokely. I can't get excited about Stokely. I'd even go see Tiffany. Heather would be crazy about Tiffany right now. That'd be awesome.
I would go see Tiffany. I would totally go see Tiffany.
I would definitely see Tiffany. I like Tiffany. Debbie Gibson's better, but I like Tiffany still. So there's your Eat to the Beat lineup coming up. And over on iDrive, which is the Interstate 4, which is International Drive, close to Interstate 4.
International Drive, yeah.
May 31st, the Walt Disney World Resort will open up a new retail store next to Hollywood Plaza Parking Garage. The new store will combine Disney merchandise and resort ticket sales in what they're calling the first ever interactive Disney Vacation Club virtual discovery station. The DVC sales area will have virtual tours, photo galleries, blah, blah, blah. They're going to have this massive wraparound digital screen on top of the garage there celebrating the 50th anniversary, but also other things as they come as well. So you'll be able to see it. Located very conveniently between Disney World and where the new Epic Universe for Universal is going to be. So you should be able to see it pretty fast as you're coming up through there. So
nice.
So that'll be fun. Coming up here, Harmony Barbershop also opening up on July the 31st. Have you ever visited the Harmony Barbershop?
I visited. I've never.
Have you ever had your hair cut there?
I have not.
Okay. Well, you only wash your hair like every 3 months. I guess you only cut your hair like every year or so,
10 weeks.
Or whatever.
10 weeks.
Yeah. For those of you who never watch on YouTube, and you should go to YouTube. One thing to say about Jen. Jen's very pretty, but she has this fabulous mane of hair. Like she is a friggin' 1997 Clairol Herbal Essences commercial. And sometimes
my hairdresser would kill me if I used herbal.
Well, sometimes when she's talking, like I think she even really does it, but her hair kind of flips like she's. Yeah, I'm staying in the Grand Floridian. Flip. And we'll be at, sometimes we're going to stay a couple nights at Bay Lake. Flip. We actually have a room at Bay Lake and Grand Floridian saved at the same time. In case one room falls through, we'll have the other. Flip. It's really, she's glamorous. She really is. She's, her hair, even her hair is bougie. And finally, Lightyear is going to be doing a special preview over on Hollywood Studios. That's the new Pixar movie coming out.
Yes, indeed.
Jen, it is May 25th, by the way. It is the end of May. Like, this movie comes out in like 3 weeks. It's weird because as you were talking about your trip coming up very soon, which today, I remember asking like in March, when you got trips coming up, and you were like, I got, this trip and then that trip. Oh, well, you have 5 trips in between. No. I have whatever trip, and then I have one at the end of May for my birthday.
Yeah.
Your birthday just came and went, and now you have a trip, and it's like...
It's crazy.
Because I was going to make fun of you going, see, you said you wouldn't have any extra trips coming up, and here you are, and I'm like, no, this is your birthday trip you were talking about.
No, this is the one. The only, I did have that unexpected one for Guardians, but that was a little, that's a little different, like,
right.
Different.
That is true. Well, that's exciting. We're just going to wrap this thing up here with some news here, and we'll just kind of call it because Jen's got to get out of here. She's got a flight to catch, by the way. So, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful week. In 2 weeks, we will be obviously talking about Universal again as well.
Yes, we will.
And we've got some great stuff coming up for the summer. We've got guests coming on that we're excited about, some great topics coming up we're excited about. You can also find us at themsepodcast.com. That's our website. See all the show notes there. Find us at Twitter, on Gmail. Find us on Facebook and on Instagram. We post in all those places, a couple times a week. We have our own social stuff that we try to keep up with as well. Jen, where can people follow you on your adventures? It's Thursday on release day, so where are you? What parks are you going to? Like, tell us where you're going this week.
So tomorrow, because we're just flying in later tonight and just like sleeping, and then tomorrow is Magic Kingdom. And Friday is Epcot, of course, for Guardians official opening. We are going to attempt.
It's 2 days from now.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. We are going to attempt, fingers crossed, to purchase the individual Lightning Lane that morning.
I'll be interested in your report and how fast how horrible the system is, or how great the system is. Who knows?
Who knows? Like, we'll have a virtual. We both have apps, right? Yep. So like virtual queue, individual. Like, I think one of us might try for virtual, one of us might try for individual. Whatever. I've got my credit card saved and as fast as I can. Yep. Saturday, Hollywood Studios. Sunday, Magic Kingdom. And then we'll park hop to Animal Kingdom at some point. We're not doing like the full pass that day. It'll just be like, okay, we're gonna pop over. And because we don't wake up early for that.
No, you're not a rope dropper.
Yeah, we're not a rope dropper usually. We will be up for the Guardians though. And then we have Epcot Monday and Tuesday because again, we wanted more options for getting Guardians.
It's also Flower and Garden, and you still have that going on.
Correct. And there are, because we're a deluxe guest, we're staying at the Grand.
Hours?
The magic hours at Epcot are Monday.
Yes, and that's the first. I think that's the first trial of the 6 p.m. drop.
Of the 6 p.m. drop.
So I'll be very interested to see how that goes. And
so regardless, we're probably going to try for the 6 p.m. drop. I'm
going to predict that at 6 p.m. you're going to be able to get it, even if you didn't get it earlier that day.
Thinking
because I feel like a lot of people don't know about it,
and they might forget or whatever.
Because the extra magic hours at night, it's only like once a week or once every 2 weeks. It's very
it's not. It's very sparing. So
people don't know about it. They haven't talked about it or whatever.
So it's 9 to 11 as the extra magic hours. So extra magic hours. So I'm hopeful that we can get in here at some point.
Well, although I think that. I don't think they're going to do it extra. You're not going to be able to do it from 9 to 11. I think 9 to 11 will either be standby or something. I think at 6 p.m. it'll just be I don't know. They may have.
I don't know if it's extra magic hours.
Usually they don't do any kind of special extra magic.
But they might change for this one. Yeah,
for this one they might. So
who knows?
Right.
So we'll see.
Very exciting. Very, very cool. So tell people where we can follow you, so that way people can know where you're going.
So at Upon a Star Jen on the socials, and then at Jen_Novotny. And I try not to spam people's feeds, because I just want to post everything. So I do a lot in my story, and then I'll do a couple posts a day of sort of a recap.
It's okay. People want to see it. People want to know.
And then of course the at Upon a Star travel. Don't miss that.
Of course.
And yeah.
Yep. That's Upon a Star Travel on TikTok and on Instagram. That's really where we post a lot. And of course on Facebook.
And then on Facebook, yeah.
On pages.
And we do have a Disney group as well. Yep. Disney Tips and Travel with Upon a Star. Tips and Travel.
Yeah. On the top of my head, it's a little wordy, but
it's a little wordy, but there's a lot of groups out there, so you have to put a lot of words in it to.
Very true. Find me at the Magic on $1 on Instagram. Find me at Magic on $1 and Disney on $1 on Facebook, and of course you can also find all of us again at all the MSC podcasts and all those type places. Jen, have a wonderful trip, and again, happy birthday. So welcome to your 35th year, however old you are. I can't remember. I can't keep up. Have a great trip, and we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to thank your Phoenicians.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.